how should I talk about people laughing at me? I don't, I feel like sometimes I want to talk about that because it's not, I mean, really nice people do not laugh at other people. They don't laugh at other people in a really mean way. And they also don't laugh at other people in a way that they think that is really nice, but is actually really condescending. So I really, their opinion isn't important to me. So it's not about, it's when I get upset about being ridiculed, it's not because, certainly it's unpleasant. It's very unpleasant, right? That's one thing, and it kind of makes life, more difficult. But my real issue about it, and the reason that it's a problem, is that when you're laughing at somebody the way that I'm getting laughed at, what you're doing is really trying to trivialize the person as a person to everyone. That's really the issue of it for me. It's not just a question of, it hurts my feelings, because it's very unpleasant, but it's not like, oh, I wish they thought, I wish they thought better of me, I wish they liked me. I don't care if people like that like me or not. It's more a question of whether or not they're able to make my life more difficult in ways that it really shouldn't be made more difficult. Infringe on my rights, prevent me from doing things that I have the right to do and that I want to do. So it really is. I feel like I run into this a lot, where people are, if they're not sure how, what they think of me in one way or another, and then they don't see me looking, I don't know, particularly downtrodden or desperate for approval or any of that stuff. They just figure, well, it doesn't. It's either it doesn't really bother her, or she's not like nice in a normal way, I think. And so they don't feel any sort of obligation to treat me like a person. But it really is, yeah, but it's really not a question of worrying about having a lot of people dislike me so much as it's a question of feeling like, okay, but a lot of people it can be dangerous to have a lot of people really dislike you. Dangerous in all sorts of ways, from I don't know, just anything, people not helping you when they're supposed to, people making things more difficult for you than they should, not being able to get access to opportunities, and I think too, it's not even just a question of isolation. It's a question of preventing other people from being friends with me. I think that has a lot to do with it too. Where it's if you are that kind of person that you think that way and you act that way, then you can keep your distance from me, and that's fine with me. But please don't interfere in my life, and don't prevent me from being able to be friends with people that I would like to be friends with. That's really, that's how I feel about that. Yeah, sure. When I was a kid, I probably had those types of feelings like anybody else. You don't want people to laugh at you, and you just automatically don't like that. But as an adult, and kind of other things that I've been through, I've had to deal with so many different types of stigmas, and really have gotten to know the value of not treating people that way. That people who do treat people like that, their opinion just truly doesn't mean anything to me. And it's more a question of really being bullied, really being gang bullied by a lot of people for a really long time, and the way that affects my life. There's all sorts of things that I just can't do, or it takes so much to figure out what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do about just totally things that ought to be not that difficult and totally normal. I am really a pretty social person, And it's not difficult usually for me to make friends with people. But the conglomerate is really, really preventing me from doing that.